Hello, I'm Amara Jones, and today is Friday, July 31st. This is Caffeine TV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. The first number up today is $1 million, as in $1 million. It's the size of a bond given by a Hamilton County judge to former officer Sam Dubose, who was charged with the death of Sam Dubose. She said the six-figure sum was placed upon him to ensure that he didn't flee and would appear in court. When she announced the sizable sum, the supporters of the family of Sam Dubose erupted in cheers, at which time she shouted down the courtroom demanding order. But just 8 hours later, Ray Tensing was sprung from jail. That's because his father put up the $100,000 cash minimum bail that ensured his exit. But also yesterday, 2 officers that also were involved with the case who showed up on the scene were suspended from their jobs, and it was announced that they are under investigation as well by the Hamilton County District Attorney. But the fact that Ray Tensing is free walking around just underscores something that we learned with the trial of George Zimmerman, that there's a long way from indictment to prosecution, and that there are likely to be lots of twists and turns along the way. The next number of today is 6, as in the 6 people wounded in the Jerusalem Gay Pride Parade yesterday after having been stabbed by Yishai Schlessel, an ultra-Orthodox man who committed the exact same act 10 years ago in the exact same place, wounding 3 people at that time. Out of the 6 people wounded yesterday, 2 are in critical condition. Now, Schlessel, who had just been out of jail 1 month for committing the last stabbing at the Jerusalem Gay Pride Parade, said on his Facebook page recently, according to the New York Times, that the Gay Pride Parade was, quote, an abomination, close quote, and that it was, quote, the duty of every Jew, close quote, to make sure that it didn't take place. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister, condemned the attack. But Schlessel is a member of the Haredim, a group in Israel that believes that the country should be run increasingly according to the precepts in the Torah. And as a matter of fact, they are the fastest growing group of Jews in Israel, setting up a clash with the overwhelmingly secular majority. And all of this just goes to show that whether or not you're the United States, Israel, or Egypt, any country can have a problem with extremists. The last number of today is 2022. That's the year that Beijing will host that year's Winter Olympics. It was announced today, making Beijing the first city in world history to host both the summer and the Winter Games. Now, Beijing barely won, beating out by just 4 votes the capital of Kazakhstan, Almaty. I guess the fight over the 2022 Winter Olympics should just be called the clash of the authoritarian regimes. Now, there were 2 main concerns with Beijing. The first is that although it gets very cold there, it's in a semi-dry region, which is in the midst of a drought. And secondly, the air quality in Beijing is terrible, so much so that every day on the State Department website, they post for tourists the air quality in Beijing so that they should know whether or not they should stay in their hotel or if it's okay to get out and about. But China promised to truck in enough snow for the skiers and everybody else, and said that it would shut down the factories during the Winter Olympics to make sure that the air quality was great. And given the size of China's checkbook, everyone knows that they can make it happen. And so all of this just goes to show in the end that the old saying is true: money talks, and, well, you know the rest.